Almost every enterprise runs on an ERP, and almost none of them can make fast, confident decisions. Forecasts drift, dashboards contradict, actuals don't match, executives debate numbers instead of executing. The truth is simple. Finance isn't broken. The architecture is. Let me show you how we got here. ERP records the past beautifully, but it struggles to explain the present. It cannot align meaning across teams. It can't show where things are going. And yet, it's the system the entire business depends on. To understand why, we need to go back, way back, to a world where business systems weren't built for finance, but for factories. ERP's DNA wasn't built for service businesses, SaaS, omni-channel commerce, or digital operations. It was built for the factory. And the factory had one obsession. How do we ensure we have the material to keep the line running? That obsession shaped everything we use today. Before software, manufacturing ran on clipboards and gut instinct. Net requirements was simple. On-hand inventory, minus what's already allocated, plus what's incoming. No analytics, no dashboards, just a tremendous number of dependent calculations, all done by hand. This primitive system taught the first lesson that shaped ERP. The business must run even if no one understands it. As factories scaled, humans couldn't track the dependencies. Bills of material became too deep. Lead times shifted too fast. An army of people was needed to continue calculating net requirements. Manufacturing needed a brain. MRP was born to answer one question. What should we procure to keep the line moving? Still about control, not clarity. In the 1990s, enterprises faced a different kind of chaos. Dozens of disconnected systems. In comes SAP, Oracle, and JD Edwards, and they made a brilliant pitch. We've already solved the hardest operational problem in the company. Now let us solve the rest. With one database, one process model, and one transactional backbone. And it worked for a world that moved slowly. But here's the rub. ERP unified where data lived, not what the data meant. Now business is driven by subscription revenue, digital channels, cloud products, fast iteration, multiple entities, and decentralized decisions. The speed of business has accelerated, but the architecture of business has stayed the same. When that gap opened, finance became the glue. This is the pattern. First, definitions diverge. Every team uses their own. Finance, sales, operations, 3 different versions of the truth. Then the dashboards contradict. Which number is correct? The answer is all of them, and none of them. Then forecasts get volatile because the inputs don't align. Then the cycle times drag out. And eventually, leadership loses trust in the signal. This is not a tooling failure, it is architectural entropy. Video communication went through the same fracture finance is living right now. You had WebEx, you had Skype, you had GoToMeeting, big brands, long feature lists, heavy interfaces, layers of legacy code stacked on top of older legacy code. Every update made the core problem worse. It wasn't a lack of functionality, it was a lack of coherence. Then Zoom enters the market, not with a new button, not with a clever UI tweak, but with a completely different architecture. A clean, modern protocol that was fault tolerant and designed from day one for low latency and simplicity. Zoom did not win by innovating features. Zoom won by rebuilding the foundation the entire category was standing on. And that's where finance is in right now. Too many features, too many tools, too much legacy, and not enough architecture. COVID was the ultimate stress test for every system on the planet. Overnight, every team, every organization, and every business unit had to move to virtual communications. And that's when the fault lines appeared. WebEx stalled. Skype buckled. GoToMeeting froze. In theory, these platforms had more features. In practice, they couldn't handle the load. Legacy architecture collapsed under modern reality. Meanwhile, Zoom, a company that most executives had barely noticed, went from 10 million to 300 million daily participants in a matter of weeks. Zero downtime, zero drama, zero fragmentation. Zoom didn't add features, it survived and then dominated because it had rebuilt the foundation. It had a clean protocol, it had visibility into the demand spike before the books were closed, it had a system built for real-time scale instead of incremental patches. COVID exposed the truth. In moments of stress, architecture determines survival. And finance is now entering its own version of that moment. Finance doesn't need more reports, or more engaging dashboards, or another system to stitch together with the others. Finance needs the Zoom move. Rebuild the foundation, create one model of meaning, and then let everything run on top of it. One definition of revenue, one definition of customer, one definition of unit, one timeline, one KPI tree, all without force-fitting the business operations into a monolithic data structure. This layer doesn't replace ERP, it makes ERP understandable. So dashboards stop contradicting, forecasts converge, executives then stop debating numbers and start executing on them. We diagnose complexity from the outside in. We start with your systems, the environment everything else is forced to operate inside of. Then we move to your entities, the legal and structural containers those systems must serve. Inside that sits your revenue model, how the business actually captures value. Then headcount, the human cost required to run the model you've built. And at the center of this is the pace of change, the real choke point that determines how fast you can transform. Every company has a unique complexity signature, and that signature dictates the optimal architecture. Most organizations are still using an operating structure built for a business they no longer have, which is why their dashboards, forecasts, and decisions frequently break under pressure. This is the operator path. Step 1, we diagnose the architectural breakpoints. Step 2, we design the new foundation. And then step 3, we execute, either with my team or yours. No buzzwords, no theater, just clarity, architecture, and results. If it feels like your architecture is slowing down, now is the right time to book an assessment call. Click the link below, and then we'll run the complexity model, identify breakpoints, and lay out the path to a system that supports your execution rhythm.